Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the heck you are beaming in from. Actually, tell us where you're beaming in from. What is going on? Who do we have already? I can't read names. Denise? Lena? Hi guys, how are ya? Good morning, good afternoon,
I love
good
it.
evening, wherever the heck you are beaming in. Getting a little bit of an echo in here. You guys get to see some behind the scenes real stuff happening in Homemade today. It's gonna be a blast. If you look behind me, kitchen's a little bit in reconstruction zone. We're getting ready. Next week, we are shooting our big PBS show, 10 episodes. It's gonna be epic. We will talk about it. But if you're wondering why there's some drawers missing and why there's some canvas happening, it's because we are literally in a war zone of making the kitchen that much more beautiful for you guys, which is really, really exciting. At the same time, a little jarring, but really happy you're here and couldn't be more thrilled to be jumping into the kitchen with you guys today. If we don't know each other yet, which hopefully I know a lot of you, but if we don't, I'm Joel Gamron. I'm the founder and head chef here at Homemade. I'm gonna be your fearless leader through the most gorgeous, succulent, barbecued smoked chicken. Smoked, I'm gonna do air quotes, smoked chicken, with a whipped kind of hot honey cornbread. It's gonna be so, so delicious. A little bit of housekeeping, and then we're gonna introduce my co-host. But if this is your first time to Homemade, we're, again, so grateful that you're here. You could be doing anything today, especially I'm sure wherever you are, it's sunny and nice out. So to be inside cooking along with us means a lot to us. But what's different about Homemade is that you can engage and interact with us. So at any time, if you want to talk to me, just raise your hand, your virtual hand, and we'll call on you. You just have to make sure that your screen is on, like a lot of people here. If we can't see you, then you can go in the chat and you can talk to my co-host, the amazing Chef Meg. Meg, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. It's really funny seeing the set like this. It looks like you're in, I don't know, nowhere or something.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, you see this beautiful spread, and let me just tell you, Meg has always owned kind of making sure that this all looks good, that I look good, and we have really thrown her for a loop today because all of her tools are in different spots, so it's been chaos. I feel like we should have shown behind the scenes just to see how bad of a day it was for you, but...
No, this is good, and you know, I just kept looking towards like the holy grail of chicken and cornbread.
You are like really about...
the end of it.
You did mention that you were gonna tear into this chicken.
Yeah.
I know. That's another thing we should film and let you guys see is like the swarm of people that come and eat all the food after we're done teaching it. It's the best. Meg, thank you so much for being here. If you guys want to talk to Meg, she's obviously incredible chef, so on it, big part of these recipe developments, and knows all the answers to all the things. So you guys can chat with her in the chat. One of the biggest things that we wanted to highlight today is how we're cooking the chicken. Our ovens are on the fritz, our stove not working because right now we're in the middle of transition. No worries, because we love our partners and we're really thrilled to partner with Aroma for this class. If you guys don't know Aroma, amazing appliance company, incredible. We're gonna talk about two things today. One is the roaster oven, which a lot of people don't know about, they've seen maybe back in the day. Very in vogue now, lots of reasons to buy one. And then also the multicooker. If you're not on the multicooker train, choo-choo, it's coming. This is crazy. So much you can do with this. This is like saving 20 tools in one. So we'll talk about it. But let's dive into some smoked chicken. So I use the air quotes for the smoked chicken because there's no smoke happening here, but we did want to give it this smoky vibe. And you know, here at Homemade, we try and give you guys recipes that are doable, that you can rock out on a Tuesday, and it's delicious, it's elevated, but it's not like a big ordeal. And let me just say, smoking a chicken, proper outdoor smoked chicken, is a big ordeal. I love doing it. It's a Saturday project. It's not like a Tuesday night. So we wanted to kind of take the flavors of an outdoor proper smoked chicken and see if we can't do that inside, and again, using the Aroma roaster oven, which is key because it kind of locks everything in there. So the roaster oven is literally just like any other oven. And what's nice is, like, especially in the holidays or when it's hot out like right now, you don't want to turn on the oven and get the whole kitchen hot. So this is so light. It looks big. It is big. It's got huge capacity. incredibly light. You can preheat it like a normal oven, goes up to 450 degrees like a normal oven, and you just treat it like a normal oven. It's got more control because it's so tight. I've made yogurt in this. I've made cakes in this, brownies. Today we're gonna roast a chicken. So I've made actually the most bomb lasagna. Oh my God. I've been doing this thing where I take lasagna and I replace half the sheets with just really thinly sliced zucchini. So I have half pasta. Have you ever done this, Meg?
Ooh, no, that sounds really good.
Yeah, I find that when it's all zucchini, it gets watery. But when you do half and half, the pasta kind of soaks up the water from the zucchini. Anyways, I did it in the Aroma. Money. All right. Step one to this roasted smoked barbecue chicken is a spice rub. We've got to rub this chicken down. So we've got a whole roast chicken like this. You do not need a whole roast chicken. If all you love is thighs, go get boneless chicken thighs. If all you want is a breast because you're kind of watching the fat content, that's cool. Just make the exact same rub, kind of follow these steps. But if you're doing thighs, it will take about 25 minutes in this oven. If you're doing breast, it will take about 35 minutes in this oven. So obviously a lot less time when you're not doing the whole thing. One ingredient that's in here that we find just sings with kind of the smokiness of it is star anise. Not enough people cook with star anise. Do you agree with that, Meg?
I agree. It's so good. And it's such a pretty spice, too. I love just, like, looking at it.
Yeah, like it just has like a little garnish. It's got like a sweet fennel flavor, like that anise vibe. When you buy whole spices, they last, no joke, get ready, hold on to something, 20 years. When you buy pre-ground spices, hold on to something, because you're not going to believe it, they last 6 months. Now, I don't mean that like you'll die if you eat pre-ground thyme, and after 6 months, you're not going to get sick. It just loses its flavor. It just gets a little bit dull. If you buy whole thyme, like the actual dried thyme, or let's say cumin, whole cumin, or star anise, again, 20 years. So buy whole spices, grind them as you need them. They're fresher and they last a lot longer. Just a little tip. So we already ground our star anise and we mixed it with a bunch of goodies here on the plate for our little rub down here. So star anise there, some black pepper, garlic. We've got a little bit of cumin, good brown sugar, lots of salt, onion powder, and then this is what gives it our first kiss of smoke, which is smoked paprika. There's two different types of smoked paprika. There's a sweet smoked paprika, and there's a spicy one. I get it mixed up all the time, and when I go with the spicy, my kids kill me. I think it's gonna be the sweet stuff. I accidentally do the spicy, and then they can't eat whatever I make. So I don't know. I edge on buying sweet smoked paprika because you can always add chili flakes and sriracha and anything after. But when you have the spicy stuff, there's no option. It's gonna be spicy. So when you go to the store, go find the sweet stuff. It just makes more sense. So I'm just gonna take this up on a plate and just kind of move it all together. All right, really simple. And another good tip is making dry spices like this, like little spice rubs, takes about 5 seconds to just work together with your fingers. And so you might as well do a big batch, jar them up. They don't go bad, right? They'll probably, like I said, 6 months on those spices. Really nice gift. If you're getting invited over to a barbecue and you make this, or if people are coming over, instead of bringing wine, that's typical. Just go into your cupboard, mix a bunch of spices together, put it in a cute little jar, and let them have something to barbecue their salmon, their chicken, their whatever's going on that summer. I think it's really nice. Don't you think that's...
Ooh, yes, that on salmon would be really good.
This would be really good on salmon.
Yeah.
This we played with a lot. It's got that sweet, beautiful kind of background, but really it's the savory, and it's got a good balance, which is what you're looking for. So what we're gonna do is kind of brine this. So we're gonna just take handfuls of this, and from up high, and we do it from up high so it's even, you wanna just go all over the chicken, right? Inside and out. You can add a little oil to this if you want, just to kind of help it stick. But honestly, we're kind of purists because what we're gonna do is let this sit. This is so important. Could you take this, bake it like this, it'd be delicious? Heck yeah. I don't want you to worry about it. It would be awesome. Would it be 40% more delicious if you let it sit for 24 hours? It will. It will make a difference. So why? There's salt and sugar in that rub. And salt and sugar pulls out the moisture of the chicken, right? Think about when you salt a slug, it dries it up. It's kind of gross. Bad example, horrible example. But it's the same thing. It's osmosis. It pulls out the moisture and then it just injects it with the spices and it just makes it really concentrated and umami, but also so flavorful. So we're gonna let that sit for 24 hours. Then we place it inside the Aroma insert. And I just wanna show you guys, I'm gonna put this over here, how easy this insert, I kind of mentioned how light the Aroma is. I mean, it comes with this little insert, totally dishwasher safe, but this one has been sitting for 24 hours. It comes with this little rack. The Aroma comes with this, which I love. Really, really easy. Again, if you're making yogurts, if you're doing jams, this is the thing. Everyone has been, by the way, I've been being hit up so much about jarring and pickling because I think the farmers markets are exploding with all the yummy stuff. If you are into canning, this is your baby. We should have done a canning class. We should add one on.
That's a really good idea.
This is your baby. I'll tell you why. So much more space than like a tall pot. Less dangerous. Way more control. Way more control to be able to see it and say, okay, it's going to be 450. When it's in a big pot on top of your stove, hard to control. So anyways, back to the chicken. I'll go forever about why these rock. So the chicken's been sitting for 24 hours. Then you literally just place it inside your oven. We preheated ours. You can do it really low and slow, like 325 for a couple hours, or you can do it like 425 for about an hour and a half. And I want to show you guys kind of where we're at. This one's been going for about 45 minutes to an hour, and I just want you guys to kind of see what we've got going on here. How beautiful that looks already. So I just want to recap real quick because of what we're looking at. So what we did is we made a quick little spice rub. We rubbed down the chicken. We let it sit for 24 hours. You can already start to smell the smoke. We placed it in the Aroma, and we're going for about, again, you can do it any temp you want. If you want a really juicy one, go 325 for 2 hours. So this is about halfway through that. Not a ton of color on here, but it's really hot. And the heat comes from the bottom and then just deflects back on the bird. And what we want to do to kind of build that crust and to like amplify the smokiness is we made our own little barbecue sauce. So I'm going to give my hands a quick wash, but I want to take questions. Any questions? Because that was a mouthful. How we doing?
Okay, let's see. Someone said that they heard salt can cook the chicken if it sits too long. Is that true?
It won't cook the chicken. It will cure, right? Salt kind of cures things, but it's not like it will preserve it like fish. The chicken is so thick that it's not like the salt will permeate enough where it's like if you salt it and come back to it in 30 days, it's cooked. It will be very dry, but it won't be cooked. Good question. What else?
Well, I just want to say that I love like the skin, like doing the overnight dry brine. It like if you like that crispy skin,
yes,
that's how you're gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean,
like salty. And,
there are steps, and I know you guys know this, and like there are steps that just make a difference. And again, if it's a Tuesday night and you want to replace this with like a chicken breast because you just want to do it quickly, don't worry about it. Just rub it down with some spice rub, get it in there. It's going to be delicious and smoky. But if you can just like handle the 24-hour wait, you know people are coming over on a Friday. You don't want to stress about it. You don't want to get the whole house hot, and you just want it to taste like another notch. It's that patience makes a difference, makes a big difference. All right, so we're about halfway through on the cook on this. We're gonna make the easiest barbecue sauce. I find making your own barbecue sauce is so key these days because you go to the grocery store. First of all, what happened? Barbecue sauce costs like $9 for a jar. Was this just me? I woke up one day and barbecue sauce is more expensive than jewelry. I don't know what happened. So A, buying barbecue sauce breaks the bank. B, look on the back of the barbecue sauce. If you can pronounce half the ingredients, that's a win. There's so much sugar, there's so much preservatives, there's so much binders and stabilizing agents. It's crap. We don't work with a lot of pre-made sauces. We're called homemade. We really believe in wholesome, beautiful cooking. So making your own barbecue sauce is just a win. You get to control the spice level, the smoke, the heat, the balance, and also the ingredients. And we care about what goes into our bodies. So when you see how easy this is, it's no problem. So this is no sugar added ketchup. You start with that in a little sauce pot. Really simple. And this is like your classic barbecue sauce. We've got some apple cider vinegar, and you just like literally dump this all in, guys. A little bit of mustard, which gives it just a slight heat, but not too much heat. Soy sauce, salt and pep, water, and then we promised you guys, again, like this is a smoked chicken, right? So this is smoked with air quotes. We're not actually smoking it, we're just giving it that kiss of smoke. So we're gonna add some liquid smoke. Has anyone ever used this before, liquid smoke? Kind of looks like soy sauce. Who's used it before? Put it in the chat, yes, no. I'm just curious, because a lot of people have never heard of it. What are people saying, Meg?
Let's see, I'm gonna wait a little. People dabble in liquid smoke.
You'll
yeah, we
dabble.
should say it's very strong.
That's what I want to say.
Yeah, a little goes a long way.
A little bit, like it's like truffle oil, like just like a thimbleful is like smoke bomb, right? And it works so well, and it makes such a big difference. I use it on my salmon when sometimes I don't have time to like get that smoky flavor off the grill. I'll add it to a marinade. I've done it in vinaigrettes. Really good smoky vinaigrette over like beets or mushrooms is delicious. It kind of amplifies the umami. I've poured a little bit in risotto or pasta sauces. And again, it just gives like, my dad doesn't eat bacon. We grew up in a Jewish household. It gives this kind of bacon-y quality. You know, like what bacon does or sausage, it gives you this like smoky hum in the background. You can get that with liquid smoke, but again, a little bit. So we're just gonna go with like a dash. And you just mix all this up. My 5-year-old can make this. Put it on simmer for 30 minutes. And what you're left with is this really concentrated, jammy, simple barbecue paint. And this is just glorious.
Like you were saying with the spice rub, like bringing that as a gift. Like if someone showed up at my house,
oh my God,
with
homemade barbecue
sauce, I would cry.
Lose your mind.
Yeah.
I love it when it's like well merchandised too. When it's like the ball jar, like a little label that's handwritten. Like that stuff is so much better than like a $50 bottle of wine in my mind.
Oh yeah.
It just is like, it's a little touch. So again, if you're gonna make it, it's a great call, Meg. Make extra. Make extra. This will be great. You could can it. It'd be awesome. So again, we're kind of halfway through, a little bit past halfway through at this point. This probably needs about 20, 30 more minutes, not even. But I take this off. And this, you can see from Aroma, it's so evenly cooked. Like, look at the side of this. I'm just gonna pull up. This is what Aroma is known for. This is why it's just quality. If I just kind of turn this puppy on its side, look at that caramelization. That looks like a rotisserie chicken. And it's hard to get that in a giant oven because it's big, right? So it's hard to get that even heat. But when it's compact like this, it's so close to the element, so close to the sides, that you're getting that nice even heat. Now you're gonna wonder, well, the top's a little blonde. And that's normal because there's no heating element on top. It's only just playing off of the steam that's dripping back on it, but we can help it, right? By giving it a little bit of this barbecue sauce. This is why we did this. Not only is it gonna amplify the juiciness, but it's gonna help caramelize this chicken. Just give it those barbecue vibes that we all love. There's no like overdoing it with the sauce. Like slather it, get your kids involved, close your eyes, pour a little cold beer, and just go to town. It's so good. How gorgeous that looks. Have you guys seen these like, I think Netflix put it out, but like this, guys, I'm gonna put the lid on top for about another 15, 20 minutes, but have you seen these like barbecue competitions, like competitive barbecue? Have you seen this?
No, but I've heard about that like in real life. I didn't know there was a show.
Yeah, there's like a show, they like followed it. Maybe be on Eater. It was on Eater on like YouTube. They follow these competitive barbecue guys. There's like 10,000 people. They show up to an old airfield, and they all pull up their cars and they get like the same chicken, the same pork, the same beef, and it's like you can use salt and pepper, and that's it. Like no other spice rubs, nothing. And it's all about technique, and they are psychotic. It is amazing. Like they brine this, they hang it overnight, like they have a million techniques, and when it comes out, it looks like fake food. It looks so perfect.
Yeah. I was working at this place once, and I just remember it was like weeks of my bosses like deliberating on pastrami and the right way to do, like, which way is the fat on top? Is it underneath? Is it,
Barbecue people are like
go
bakers.
on and on.
I feel like, and like, I love them. God love you. I'm not that. I'm like a slather, throw it on, I don't measure type guy. My wife's a baker. She's like, measure to the gram, and then we'll decide. Barbecue people, baker people, you guys have a different thing in your brains than I do, and I admire it, but they are precise. Speaking of kind of dump and stir, this next recipe that's going to pair with this smoky chicken is divine. We're going to make this kind of hot honey cornbread. What makes our cornbread different is we actually weave in some fresh corn kernels. And speaking of kind of like the bounty of summer, if you're not cooking with corn right now, you ain't living. You ain't living. Like, corn is exploding, especially if you live in the middle of the country or in the South. Oh my gosh, the sweet corn is just exploding. And like, I don't even cook it. I'm such a raw corn guy. Like, cut it raw, toss it with tomatoes and mint and a beautiful vinaigrette. Delish. When corn is good, you don't have to do much to it. But folding it into this cornbread, it just kind of gives you little sweet pockets that when you bite into, they kind of explode, which we really love. So this recipe couldn't be more easy. So easy, I'm going to use a fork to do it. But we are going to cook it in the multicooker, which I think a lot of people are not used to. Again, our ovens are down right now. We're using our Aroma, and we're using the multicooker. A multicooker, a lot of people think about, oh, this is really good for slow cooking, or this is really good for cooking grains or rice. It does all that. It's really good for steaming. It's really good for risotto. It's good for porridge and oatmeal. This is why I said it's kind of like 15 different appliances in one. And in a world where my kitchen's not that big, that's a big savings. Like, I don't need a whole steaming situation. This comes with a basket. I can cook risotto and on top steam a piece of salmon, and I'm thrilled. But you can also bake in it. And that's what people don't realize, that baking in a multicooker like Aroma's is genius because there's such a steam quality to it. You don't need to have that dry heat. It's nice, again, similar to the chicken, to have this enclosed tight heat, which keeps it insanely moist as a cornbread. And I just have to say, when it comes to cornbread, and I am a cornbread aficionado, I'll turn sideways. Half of this is cornbread right here. If it's dry, I'm out. I'm out. It needs to be beautifully moist. Otherwise, I'm not into it. Also, this is going to be controversial. I'm just going to say it. And I want to ask in the chat, I'm a sweet cornbread guy. Don't serve me this. I don't like the non-sweet. Are you a sweet?
No, I love like a jalapeno cornbread.
No, I'm not in. I'm out. I'm out. You lost me. If it's sweet jalapeno, I'll do it. Like, I want a little honey. I want a little sugar in there. What are people saying? I know true Southerners are mad at me right now. What are people saying? Sweet or savory on the cornbread?
Yeah, let's get some votes in here. A lot of sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can we start a Facebook group or something? What is this? Right? Is there any savories?
Would you eat cornbread croutons on a salad?
Okay, yes, I would definitely do that. And I like a cornbread stuffing, so I hear you there. But if you mix it with other ingredients, I'll be into it. But if it's just a cornbread and it's savory, it doesn't do it for me. I'll dip it into a chili, maybe. I just need something else.
Yes, chili.
Really cool offer, by the way, just for homemade. This is just for you guys, 15% off. Just the multi-cooker. We're not talking the roaster oven, but 15% if you use homemade 15. So homemade 15 is the promo code. Go to aroma.com. We'll put it in the chat. 15% off. I don't think that's good for that long. I think it's going to expire by the end of the week. So if you're into the multi-cooker and want to save a ton of space and have the moistest cakes of your life, worth it. Really worth it. 15% is really nice.
I didn't expect, one of my favorite things about the multi-cooker is the cake. That cake last time was so good. I know this cornbread's going to be so good.
Well, you know what else is key is, I'm a cheesecake guy. Cheesecake in the oven, they split, they crack. They're always a disaster. In the Aroma multi-cooker, it's like foolproof. It's because of the steam. It keeps that custard intact. I love it. So, all right, I took the insert out, which again, dishwasher safe, so easy, really simple. And we're just going to spray this down. You don't really need to. It's naturally nonstick, but it's nice to have a little insurance policy. So use your favorite canola spray. We love, I'm just going to call it this brand because we love them. Fourth and Heart. Can we get close to them because they're great? They make ghee. I think they're the only sprayable ghee. Ghee is clarified butter, so sprayable butter. Dangerous, especially during corn season.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. Grill that, smother it in this, in the gullet. It's really good. All right, so this is really simple. I'm going to use a fork just because, why not? big bowl. So I've got almost equal parts all-purpose flour, cornmeal. If you are not a gluten person, which my wife is not, go with 1-to-1 all-purpose flour, gluten-free flour. That stuff is the best. So in we go. And then I'm just starting with all the dry ingredients. I've got some baking powder, sugar, thank the Lord. All right, there's a little salt in there as well. And then everyone sieves, especially when you want a really moist cake or you're baking something like this cornbread. You use a sieve, right, to get all the lumps out. You don't need a sieve, like a fork or a whisk. As long as you kind of take the time, just take about 30 seconds to work the lumps out. You don't need to go get the sieve, run it through. Just try and get as many lumps as you can out. Super simple. Great. And then we got buttermilk. I've noticed with specifically cornbread, yogurt instead of buttermilk, if you're kind of watching the fat content, really nice. And it gives you that same twang, holds up, holds the moisture. Use whole fat yogurt. I can't speak for the non-fat or the reduced fat, but whole fat yogurt really works. And I've also had coconut milk, if you're not doing dairy, with cornbread. Killer, like really killer, like adds something really different to the party. So milk in, a couple of huevos in, and then we're just gonna work that together. And the only thing I wanna say here is you don't wanna like work this to death. Yes, this is cornbread, but you don't need to knead this, right? You just wanna kind of bring it together. A little bit of lump is okay. The more you work it, the tougher it's gonna be. And again, you've all learned I have an aversion to tough cornbread and really, really dried out cornbread. So you just wanna kind of bring it together. Ugh, so good. By the way, cornbread batter, like if you stop here and you just think about it, so many options at this point. Like if you add a little bit more buttermilk, it can be pancakes, right? If you take it back a little bit, it can be fritters that you deep fry. You can dip things like fish into this and it can be a beautiful coating to it, like a tempura coating. I've done onion rings in cornbread batter. So you can bake this. You can also use it for a lot of different other stuff. Cool. And then at this stage, all my fresh corn goes in. And it just adds a little more sweetness, like I said, a little bit more moisture. And when in season, it rocks. Although I will say, everyone is always wondering, the frozen veg, what are like the frozen veg that are okay? Frozen corn is so okay with me. The small stuff, the peas, the chopped kale, when they're tiny chopped things, they freeze beautifully. The carrots that are already diced, those are beautiful. They kind of hold their moisture, they hold their texture and their shape. But when you start to like get into the frozen, I don't know, Brussels sprouts, try defrosting one of those and it not tasting like a napkin. Like it's gross. So frozen small things are a yes, right? Corn, great when it's off season. Frozen big things, I don't love the texture. I'm sure there's ways to make it taste good if you put enough fat and deep fry them, but not my jam. All right. So I'm just folding this through, again, not overworking it. Here's my Aroma little insert. I'm just gonna pick this puppy up and scoop everyone into the party. It's weird, right, to think about a multi-cooker as a way to bake. It's so different. But chefs know this is a little bit of a hack. Again, the cheesecake situation, that's real. All right, so it's in the insert. You go to a top down, there you go. Thanks, Mikhailo. You just want to kind of shake it so it's evenly distributed and then just pull it up, tap, 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 and that just takes out the air bubbles. And then this is how easy it is. I'm just going to bring the Aroma in, put the insert right on top. You close the lid. It's like a 2-button situation. You turn it on, you literally just press. Make sure you guys can see this, but you just press cake. And you can see there's a soup setting, there's an oatmeal setting, there's a risotto setting, there's an egg setting. So it kind of just does it for you. And as you can see, it's just thinking, it's preheating. It's just taking care of it for you. You press cake, you don't have to worry about time. It will hold it warm. It will cook it to perfection. And that is the plus side of Aroma, not having to worry about it. Again, 15% off this, homemade 15. Link is in the chat. This chicken smells cray-cray. That's all I have to say. So the chicken is just finishing off. The cornbread is cornbreading. We do have a swap. I want to show it to you, but we did whip up a little slaw. Meg, you whip this up just as a little side dish. What do we have in here?
Just to complete the barbecue vibes. It's kind of a lemon poppy.
Little
kale
slaw
and cabbage. And what else did I put? Cucumber.
It's gorgeous. I love like a different slaw. And I also love like a non-mayo based slaw. Like I'll go yogurt, that's fine. But a vinaigrette over a slaw is key. One other thing that's key is just time with this. Like what I love about a coleslaw is like do it 2 hours before people show up. It's not a salad where you want to do it right when they sit down. You want it to kind of break down the cabbage and kind of all the greens and let it kind of have a minute. All right. Thank you, Meg, for that beautiful slaw. Let's just go to this cornbread. So typically in the multi-cooker, takes about 30 minutes or so. Yeah?
Yeah. Yes. Something like that.
By the way, I think I
30 to
forgot to
40.
add butter to it. Is that possible? The melted butter?
Oh.
That's fine.
Well,
I think I forgot to do it because we were going to just microwave it so it was soft. It was getting a little bit hard, but you can absolutely, you need to add the butter or oil, right? It can be olive oil, some sort of fat to keep it moist. So if I missed that, that's my bad. But you let it kind of cool in the multi-cooker. You can just kind of take it to a little platter, turn it upside down. This is the release. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Looking good.
Like, tell me an oven that's going to get you that even of golden brown. Isn't that gorgeous? That's why Aroma rocks. Take the guesswork out of it. It's amazing. And then this is what makes it kind of hot. Honey, we just mixed a little bit of...
Or it's honey butter.
Honey butter.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought we said... Oh, I said hot honey? It says hot honey up there. Well, you can. There's nothing against adding sriracha to this or chili flakes. But what you want to do is, while it's still a little bit warm, just kind of glaze it. And at this point, it is kind of like a cake. We treated it like a cake in the Aroma. And just kind of let it soak in. And you better believe your hands are going to get sticky here. And you're going to need napkin after napkin. Why wouldn't you? This looks killer. I love it. So it's about a little bit of honey, like a tablespoon of honey, some melted butter, some whipped butter, and I'll just hold that up. Is that not stunning? It's beautiful. Easy. It's the story of today. It's just simple, but it's also, the final product's a little bit complex. Like, to have that cornbread be as moist as it will be with the little fresh corn in it feels a little elevated, right? The smoked chicken feels different, feels elevated, but it's so easy. Aroma helps with that. All right, here we go. Chicken situation. We're not going to have time for a proper rest, but that's the way the cookie crumbles today. Let's just take a look at this real quick. You guys ready?
Oh my.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That looks awesome. So, super caramelized, right? You guys saw us paint the actual barbecue sauce on there. I'm going to have it just live over here in case you want a little bit more to dip. But at this point, this puppy is gorgeous. And to me, this is exactly what it would look like if it came off a grill, right? So this is why Aroma rocks. It just gives you that same quality. If I kind of turn it to the side, I just want you guys to be able to see color. You can see the caramelization is awesome. And what's great about Aroma, and I'm just going to pour out all the chicken fat and juices, is it captures all of this in the bottom of the pan, which is non-stick, so you can make a really good smoky gravy or sauce, which we don't have time for today, but in the future, do it. All right, so I'm going to put this on my board. Give it a quick temp. I like to temp chicken in 2 different places. One is just through the breast. The breast takes the longest to cook, and you want 165, which we are golden. I don't know if you guys can see that. Somehow, in a day of chaos, we have hit it 165 on the dot. That's called Price is Right, people. All right? That's Bob Barker would be very proud. The second place that I like to temp it out is between the actual dark meat, the thigh, and the actual breast itself, which sometimes just takes a little bit longer, but this is looking beautiful. We're right there. So the general rule with grilled or roasted, or in this case, smoked chicken, is you wanted to let it rest for about half the amount of time it cooked, which is a long rest. So let me just like recap. If you were gonna roast a chicken for an hour and a half, which is kind of what we did, you wanna let it sit for 45 minutes. It's a long rest. And you're probably thinking, well, is it gonna get cold? That seems insane. By letting the juices settle, by letting the steam subside, it really comes out that much more succulent and juicy. Again, if you have the time, do it. Today, we don't have the time. But if you can let it rest, it makes a big difference.
I also don't have the patience today.
No,
I'm
Megan's
ready.
like gonna kill me if I don't cook this. So I got a little platter here, and I'm just gonna teach you guys how to kind of break down the chicken really simply. But we have this little slicer here. A small thin knife is really nice for cutting up a roasted chicken. Now, another reason to let it sit is it's insanely hot, hard to handle. So try and let it sit, but for me, you're gonna watch me struggle through this, which is gonna be fine. The first thing I do is I take off the wings, and when you think about cutting up a chicken, you wanna think about the joints. And I know this is a terrible visual, but the joint, if you think about like your arm, it's like kind of where, right, the kind of actual arm itself meets is your bicep, right? So you wanna kind of find these little ball bearings where the joints move, right? And so for the wing, it's just kind of right here. And as you kind of, when you properly smoke it like we did in the Aroma, they should kind of just peel off, right? And if they don't, you can kind of just help them a little bit. You can see how it, honestly, you don't have to saw through it. When you cook a chicken properly, it just kind of comes off like butter. Then I'm gonna move the chicken, and I'm just gonna kind of hold my knife like a pencil. It just allows for precision. And I'm just gonna use the very tip of the knife, not the whole knife. I'm not using like a sawing motion, just like the very, very top. And I'm just gonna go kind of between the thigh and the breast. And the first like sign that we did a beautiful job is the juices are totally clear. There's no redness to the juices, so our thermometer did not lie. It's beautifully cooked. And then you just wanna kind of sneak your knife in here and just find that ball bearing. And again, if you find it, you don't even need to saw. You just kind of like gently pull your knife through, and you're left with this beautiful thigh. That looks stunning. We'll do the other side. So you just kind of pull it off. And you just kind of find that joint. And you really want to just be gentle. You know, I know when you're holding a knife, you think, oh, you got to kind of like press hard. No. When you, again, have really beautifully cooked chicken, it just kind of falls apart for you. So there's the thighs. If you want to cut them up to kind of separate them from the drum, that is totally your deal. Go for it. And then the breast itself, you just want to kind of follow the breast plate, right? This is the breast of the chicken. So you just kind of find the middle here. And you just kind of, again, use kind of the top of the knife. And then when you get to the end here, there's like a little wishbone. So you just want to kind of follow that shape. It's very hard to show you guys, but you just kind of follow the shape at the top of the knife. Again, really hard to do while this is screaming hot, but we're going to get through it. And again, you just kind of use some tongs here. I use a fork. Fork, and again, just like pulling the meat back, but just letting the knife kind of lightly glide just the top of it through. God, this aroma.
It looks really good.
It's gorgeous. Look at this. It literally looks like it just came off the barbecue. That is just stunning. And you know we're not throwing away this carcass, right, guys? This is going to make the most beautiful smoky chicken stock, great for a, you know, collard greens or risotto, sauces, gravies, all the good stuff. So again, I'm just kind of pulling that breast back. Oh my gosh, look at that. All right, put this back in here. You can let it roast a little bit longer. All right, we've got a lot of food going on here, and that was a lot of information in about 45 minutes. But to recap, Meg made a beautiful little slaw that we dressed about 45 minutes before we're serving, so it kind of breaks down. We've got this stunning, sweet, gorgeously moist honey butter cornbread that I'm just gonna cut a big hunk out of, and we'll take a look at the middle here. Oh my gosh. Again, you taste and like feel the difference from Aroma, just in the moisture alone. But can we go to a close-up of that? Look at that. I mean, it is like falling apart with moisture. That is awesome. So I'm going to do gorgeous piece of cornbread. Make sure that you guys can see all this. I'll put this up here. Awesome. Chicken. I don't know. I'm going to go with a thigh situation, a breast situation. That's awesome. And then I'm just going to take a heaping bit of my slaw. Just kind of tuck it in. I mean, that doesn't suck.
There's some watermelon behind you too if
yeah, why not? This is totally a plate that I would rock out at a barbecue. Look at that. Easy, doesn't kind of heat up the whole house, makes it so simple, so straightforward, and ultimately just so much more succulent and moist. I just want to turn this over so you guys can see the color of that. Isn't that beautiful? That is a plate I want to just head first dive into, you know? That is stunning. All right. Hardest part of the job. Let's try this stuff. The chicken smells unbelievably good. But before I get into the barbecue, let's just try a piece of this cornbread. Okay. That's borderline one of the better cornbreads I've had. Not overhyping. Wow.
How's the fresh corn in there?
Really nice. The fresh corn explodes, adds so much more, a little bit of variety and just depth to your basic cornbread. It falls apart. Like, it's hard. I can't believe I'm holding this piece without it just disintegrating. It's so succulently moist and delicate and tender.
Nice, Lena. Look at that.
Let me see, Lena. Oh my gosh. Lena. Hey, let that puppy sit for a while, unlike me. All right, let's try this chicken. I'm just going to go with a little bit of the breast here. Just the top. Oh my gosh. Beautifully cooked, pearly white. And just off the smell, you get the smoke. Mm. Yeah. It tastes like it's been on the smoker for like 6-8 hours. It's as moist as it would be if it came off the smoker after that long. But it's got that depth. It's got that just rich, beautiful, I don't know what you call it, but just, I guess the only word is umami that smoke gives it. You get a little bit of that smoke from the liquid smoke, that smoked paprika. It's a soft smoke. It's not like in your face, but it feels like it came off a smoker, which is what the Aroma achieves. It's incredibly good. You guys, this is just one of those summer meals. It's timeless. We've been eating it for years and years and years. Barbecue chicken, a little slaw, and cornbread. But the difference between a good version and a great version is the right tools, the right little techniques. So hopefully you guys picked up a lot along the way. It's not over-mixing the cornbread, letting your chicken sit, using the Aroma, having that kind of tight, compact space, steaming your cornbread, adding the fresh corn. All these little things add up to a plate that looks very familiar, but tastes elevated and really different. We got time for a little questions or comments, but what do we got going?
I have a question about the resting. Would you ever rest the chicken in its juices?
Like just let it sit in the Aroma, or like on a plate or something?
I think on the Aroma, or like if you took the insert out.
Yes.
That was a question. Like, do you want it to be in the juices or outside?
That's
of the
a great
juices?
question. That would have been a better move. Now, whoever suggested that, it's a great idea. It would have been nice if I would have just taken it out with the insert and let it not sit in its juices. The only reason why is the bottom gets a little soggy. The skin underneath just gets soft. So it would have been nice to let it just air dry. It's a great call. But totally your call. Sometimes I like to rest it on one of those boards with the little moats, because it captures all the juices, and then you can pour it back in and make a really great gravy. So the pro move is what you said, is to elevate it, but the rustic kind of everyday move is let it sit, chill on the board. It will be happy. What else we got? I'm just going to keep eating. Any other questions?
Let's see.
The skin on this is like, you would think, right? A lot of people think this, but with a roaster oven like this, tabletop, you don't think it gets that even gorgeous brown. Proven wrong. It's almost more even.
Someone asked, is Joel back?
Back from what?
You never left.
Yeah, where did I go? I'm back, baby.
You here?
I'm back from, I don't know,
Yeah.
10 feet away. I live here. You guys, like we kind of mentioned at the top, the reason why the kitchen's a little bit in disarray, and Aroma came to the rescue today, is because we have our new series on PBS filming next week, which means we'll have no classes, and we hate when we have dark weeks like that. So you can always reach out to us with cooking questions or whatever you need support-wise. We'll be here, but we won't have classes. Our next class is on July 2nd. We're doing garam masala kebabs. Really beautiful kebabs for the summer, and that's going to be with a ginger kind of herby sauce. Our show is coming out in October, so we have amazing guests, like if you're a Peloton lover, Ali Love. If you know Katie Couric from the Today Show, she's coming on. Kenji Lopez Alt, who wrote the Wok Cookbook, he's incredible. He's local here to Seattle. So some incredible culinary names, some just names that we all know and love. Brad Leone from Bon Appetit, Clinton Kelly from What Not to Wear. There's some good ones. So we're all going to get into the homemade kitchen together and cook up a feast in front of a live studio audience. I know a lot of you who are based in Seattle, we sent emails to, and you can come visit us in studio, meet me in person, meet these guys in person, and try a little bit of the food and see the studio firsthand. So hopefully we get to give you guys a big hug and just a thank you for being a part of this incredible community. Thank you all. Cook this. It's amazing. Again, Aroma, 15% off with Homemade 15 right now. The link's in the chat. Without further ado, have a great summer week, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks. See everyone.